I was just asking the staff here, what was that which we thought was maybe fish or a meat of some sort? And he said it's jackfruit. Now, I love jackfruit. The jackfruit curries here are great. But I couldn't identify that as jackfruit. So he's gone to get me another piece, which is just to try on its own, I think. Fantastic. Thank you, Vidal. So it was jackfruit. And he's bought us a little extra dish of jackfruit here. Look at this. This is what I was saying, I think, in an earlier video. This is something that is a little unique in Sri Lanka. And that's why I didn't think, because I tend to think of jackfruit as a sort of segmented it's almost a bready, hard to explain, fairly neutral, a bit like a tofu, but it takes up the flavors of the sauce.
Great for curries.
It's great for curries. It's really delicious. If you haven't had jackfruit before, obviously don't just buy a jackfruit and start chewing into it. Get it, get a recipe for a jackfruit curry, something with a lot of flavor and spice. I think it's one of Sri Lanka's hidden gems. It's delicious.
Honey, 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 honey.
Okay, today's mission. By the way, we're staying in a place called the White House in Ella. Lovely little hotel, family-owned, small guest house hotel. I'll put the details down. Anyway, today's mission, as I was about to say, is to drive another 1,000 meters up to Nuwara Eliya. Now, you saw the other episode where we were driving up here. It's pretty hairy coming up these mountain roads. There's lots of hairpin bends, and hopefully the weather doesn't turn bad on us because it is the rainy season after all. We're off, and our journey starts with a first gear climb up the hill because it's pretty steep. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of hills. I don't know if we'll film much of this because I got to concentrate on the roads. You ready, Michelle? 2 hours to Nuwara Eliya, about 2 hours, maybe with a stop will be 2.5. So goodbye to Ella, little Ella, and the Chill Cafe. Chill was good. And bye-bye Ella railway station. Woo-hoo. So the rest of the drive is going to be all bends. So as I say, the mission today is to get round these mountain bends with as little drama as possible. Now here's something you don't want to meet too often, is a truck that you have to get round. Now the local TukTuks just go round on the blind bends, but I'm not comfortable. The chance of meeting an oncoming bus. So a local would go now, I'm pretty sure. And actually, you watch this bike go. He's going to go anyway. And this car, look, it's a blind bend. It's coming round. Okay, we've got to go for it. Whee! We done it. So I don't want to meet too many of those coming up here. You see how the car, it just completely ignores any common sense or road sense whatsoever and just goes for it. They go round on a blind corner like this.
but we've got different kind of driving values, so I tend to be a bit more hesitant. For instance, see this van now, would you go round on that corner? I wouldn't, but I think 90% of Sri Lankans would go round on that blind corner. They are seriously dangerous drivers, to be honest. But because everybody drives like that, even when you're driving along the road, you expect idiots to be coming the other way. And so there's a certain amount of alertness in the drivers, and that's how they get away with it. Okay, these guys are kindly. Yeah. I think it's full, but maybe 4 liters or... Thank you, my friend, thank you. Thank you. So we had half a tank, so we could have actually got to Nuwara Eliya, but I just feel a little safer not having to rely on the jerry can of fuel we have. It's a policy I've sort of set to keep the tank once it gets a little bit below halfway. Now, when I rocked up there, the petrol station was closed. I spoke with the manager, and we have a letter, sort of tourism letter. He was going to get us some fuel anyway, but when he saw the letter, he was like, oh, good. So he could, explain to other people why he was letting us go in and get fuel, because there were a lot of people trying to get in there. And again, we feel a little bit guilty, but let's face it, if you've got a green pass to get fuel, you might as well use it. So Michelle and I have stopped. We're getting a nice picture here down the mountain, and this lovely family, they've stopped and they're getting a picture of this mountain. Agdala mountain. So they're saying this is a famous mountain. So this is the way we should be filming. So yeah, we just stopped, get a beautiful picture. Wow, look at that. We've been climbing, we're about 10 kilometers now from Nuwara Eliya, if you pronounce it properly. But it's all uphill, Is it a tea plantation? It's pretty, very pretty. Anyway, we've got to drive on. Oh, look ahead, we've got monkeys. Whenever you get up high, you get monkeys. Not sure what temple that is, but it's very pretty on the roadside. It goes to show that even in the hottest country in the world, and it's pretty hot here, go several thousand feet up, or a couple of thousand meters up, and everybody's in bobble hats and big thick jackets. I'm not feeling the cold. Michelle, you're feeling the cold, yeah?
As cold as I feel in Sri Lanka.
But everybody has got big sort of bobble hats on and thick jackets. Wow, look how beautiful that looks. Ahead of me, this is what Nuwara Eliya is about. Beautiful tea plateaus. They are sort of Anglo-style buildings. To me, they look more Austrian, the style. Don't you think, Michelle?
Yeah.
It looks more Austrian, a lot more Swiss Austrian than it does British.
It is Gregory Lake, this one.
Is it?
Yeah.
Want to have a little look? So this is Gregory's Lake. We just pulled in briefly to have a look. The guy's asking for a ticket. And it's a great shame that they charge for everything in Sri Lanka. It's just a lake and a park. Okay, we keep finding these little hotels, not expensive, they're good value, but they're impossible to find, and they're in rubbish locations. We come up these little roads. There's a hotel in here somewhere. We think its pictures are a little more pretty than in reality, although it's had very recent good reviews. Shall I walk down and see if I can spot it? Okay. So the only thing is it's down this road, and I don't want to drive the tuk-tuk down here. How steep it is. Sort of at least 30. Oh, it's hard to walk down, to be honest.
It's really hard to find decent hotels because the reviews are either all fake or, I mean, the hotel we're looking at is somewhere in down here. Hello. Met some young girls here, young ladies, and they say that there is access at the end there. I'm not sure. So I leave Michelle with the monkeys. I think it's this one here. Hello, hello. What is this like? Okay, but I'll take first to show my wife a quick video. So this is the room.
And the bathroom.
Bathroom. And how much is this one per night?
So this one we offering you with breakfast, $71 USD with breakfast.
How much?
17.
Well, we survived. I don't know if you can see what looks like rain. It's mist, but I think we're in a cloud. So we found a place last night. Most of the places up here in Nuwara Eliya don't have heating, it would seem, or if they do, they're not sharing it with us. So we end up dodging in and out of several places, found this nice little place. I think it's called King's Lodge. It's perfectly okay, but we're rugged up under blankets, and this morning I've got 3 layers. Michelle and I are not prepared for cold weather, and when we got up here last night, it was, 15 degrees Celsius from 30 degrees Celsius, so it feels really cold and it's wet. It is so wet. But this is one of my most anticipated stops. I've really wanted to come to Nuwara Eliya, but I have to say I'm a little disappointed. Maybe it's just the weather. It was really beautiful. I mean, driving up, you can possibly see, if the mist clears, all these lovely terraces of rice. And this property that we're in, I think the family themselves have probably got a log fire burning. But in our section of the house, we're just under rugs, under blankets. It's fresh up here, but I'm not sure we're geared up for this sort of cold weather. So the talk last night was probably to head back down to Kandy, where the weather warms up to about 25, 26 degrees Celsius. It'd be a shame not to explore Nuwara Eliya, but coming through, I get the gist. There's a lake in the centre. It's very pretty. If the weather's nice, it's going to be very pretty. Just not sure. I'm not quite feeling it. And that seems unfair, because this is one of the places I so much wanted to come and visit. Everybody said it's just not the right season for Nuwara Eliya, and I'm inclined to agree.
Oh, keep it warm.
I tell you what, Michelle, it's slightly warmed. I mean, not a lot,
Yes.
but I think we're not really in it for the cold weather. So Nuwara Eliya, beautiful as you might be on a warm day, today's forecast to be pretty much wet and overcast. So we're going to hit the road. We are going to head down to Kandy.
Yes, we're going to go down a little bit and try and find some sun.
This looks a bit rubbish, Michelle. Whee! Oh, man! Engine's cut out again. Oh Lord! Is the sound plugged in, Michelle?
Plugged in.
Wow, this was oh Lord! So I've got my brakes on. I'm in first gear. The hill's about 45 degrees of just broken tarmac and
wet, slippery roads. Do not trust Google. 100% do not trust Google. It's a really bad judge for these roads. I know there's a better road just to the left of us, but this was the shortest route and Google chose it for us. In the hills of Sri Lanka, Google is not your friend. Oh. Now we've probably got to go up something just as bad. And there are sort of speed bumps. I don't know if we'll get up this hill. We have to get up to this hill. We have to. Whee! What's going on? Hi everybody, we are back in Kandy and this is the summit. It's a beautiful villa overlooking, look at the view down here. Michelle, how gorgeous is that?
It's absolutely wonderful. Even on a cloudy day, look at it.